Hello, Mystery History. How are you doing? How is everyone? Just checking my audio levels, and before we get into everything, hope you guys like the music. Yeah, but today we're going to be doing some basic modeling, and what we are going to be doing is making a bed, a hospital bed. And I see you bed. Let me get it. It's not that. Are we going to be maybe even make these? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See. I'm looking for. So we're going to be making a bed like this. Okay, let's make this here because I think it looks much better. Yeah, so we're going to do some basic modeling. We can see that we'll also do some basic texturing, materials, touch on cloth modify the cloth modifier or simulating cloth, texturing, UV unwrapping. Basically, I think this is going to cover a lot of things. So let's get to it. Just going to drag this into my viewport here. Just bring my image editor. So we can start working on this. Yeah, so I think the best way to start off this is by creating maybe this part here. And yeah, let me turn on my screen keys. My screen keys. So we can start right away. I'm going to start with this. Let me turn on my random colors here. Just get this shape here. Looks something like that. I can even just delete this edge first so that I work out the shape. I think it comes in like this and goes something like that. Now I can round off this corner here. Control Shift B to have that rounded. I think this also can be rounded off to have something like this. This too. I think we really have something like this. Control Shift B. And then bevel this as well. Maybe bring this a little bit down. No, actually it can stay like that. Round this off a little bit like that, and then this, and finally this. Can fill this up with F and have a shape like that. Now I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. I'm also going to add in an empty. This is just going to be our mirror object. So everything is going to be mirrored at this point. And you see what we have. I can even turn on my materials here just so we can see everything. Now, I can also, from here on, I can, let me see what I can do. I can just extrude. Before I extrude, I want to add in these holes here. I think I can just get a line, something like this. Just going to add in a shape. Hello, Curious Time. How are you doing? You great? Actually, what I can do is just select this edge loop here. Shift D, scale it down. I think the shape is something like this, and bends. Hello, Eddie. You forgot it was alive? Yeah. It's been a while since I done any POD videos that are not live. Videos that are not live. Because I've been working on my new add-on. Actually, maybe let me show you what I've been working on. Let's see. If I save this, hospital bed. I'll show you what I've been working on for. Maybe let me first demonstrate what I've been working on. So I'm working on an add-on that just makes. It's called text folders. I haven't published it yet, but it will be published hopefully on the Top Channel 1-on-1 Blender Market page, which you can access here when I finish it. But basically, what the add-on does is it just helps you import your textures quite easily. PBR or non-PBR textures, for example. Say I have textures in a certain folder. I can just go to the quick textures add-on and just link the folder. So for example, if I have textures on my desktop, I can just go to the desktop and then hit link new texture folder, and then I can access all the textures, which are basically images on there. And say for example, this Coca-Cola, I can just either create a PBR texture from that, because this is a single image. I will try to create a PBR texture from that by extracting a roughness map and a base map and a base color map from that, and this is what you get. If you just want to apply a normal texture, then you can also just do that and see. Now this is more useful if you're using if you have a PBR folder, if you have a PBR texture. So for example, I can go into my PBR texture folder. Now these are all PBR texture, so I can hit link that folder, and then I can access. If I click on this load as PBR folders, then I can access all the PBR textures that I have in there, and I just have to click on one and then create PBR shader, and you can see it will create the PBR shader for me, setting up everything for me. So let me see, let me get a different. Let me try this, create PBR shader. It will set up everything for you. The base color. If you have a mint occlusion, you can see it also mixes it in normal maps, everything. Let me show you. If I have, you can even remove the folder if you no longer use it. But let me link metals. I have another PBR folder that is metals. That's a collection of metallic PBR folders, and you can see they're all folders. They're all PBR textures within different folders, like you see there. So basically what I just do is just link that, and I get a list of all the PBR textures. So let's try this, create PBR shader, and you see we get that setup for us. I can also just import it as a texture, import the image just as a simple texture. But if I want to create a PBR, and I think this has some emissive material, as you can see there, so that is also being connected to the emissions. Create. Yeah, so basically that's what I've been working on. I'll be uploading that to my Blender Market page hopefully today, and see how that. Yeah, it's always something that I wanted to to use to create for myself, and I think I might also find it useful. So let's continue with this. Yeah, it's a nice add-on. Thank you. Okay, so we're creating this part here. Let me first turn off the mirror for a second. And I think I can first go in here. We need another shape around here, so I'm just going to select up to there, Shift D, scale down, so we bring this up to around here. Maybe I don't know, I just want to follow the curvature a little bit closer, so somewhere like that. Like that, and then can create that sharp angle there, then something like this, then round this off. Actually, I want this here to be rounded off, something like that. Then round off this corner here as well. Then finally this one. Now just have to select this, delete, so that we have something like this. Now we need to connect these edges. I'm just going to go in, connect one by one like that. I want to minimize the size of my end-gun, so that's why you see I'm going in manually and connecting face by face. Hey, okay, Ben, how are you doing? Something like that. I think I can pull this like that. Just going to I'm just going to get this. Or we can just fill it in fill in the end gun. You can fill in the end gun like that, so we get the base shape like that. And then we can come in, let me turn on wireframe here so that you can see how the mesh looks. We can come in and start adding more. Because I want to reduce on the size of this end gun, I can come in and start adding vertices or connecting vertices like this. And an easier way or an easier trick is to select the end gun, hit I to insert it, and it will create edge loops around your faces. But you will also have these issues here that you need to fix later. So I can come in now and just smudge these parts that are crossing, and then I can use the knife tool to add cuts where I think they're necessary. So you can say this is a nice face. Can make it continue like this, and also add an edge loop there. These can be merged. You only have to do this if you really care about the topology of the mesh. If you don't, you can get away with using kind of a messy, by having messy, you can get away with messy topology, but I want to keep this a bit cleaner. So that's why you see I'm putting in the work. So this can be merged there. Can get rid of this, get rid of those, and connect this like that. Maybe connect this to that, and get rid of this edge. So we have a loop that goes around like that, and I think we should also connect it to here. Get rid of this edge, So we have an edge loop that goes around like that. Or we can do it the other way around, maybe. But let's first work on the entire page, on the entire bed. We can come back and start making the polygon, the topology look better. Okay, so just grab this, bring back my mirror, and then extrude like that. I'll just recalculate normals. Now I want to have a mirror modifier here so that I only have to focus on one area. So for example, I want to let me first get rid of this side here. Move my cursor origin to 3D cursor, my origin there. And then I'm going to use another mirror modifier. Hello Ambo, how are you doing? Thank you. I'm going to use another mirror modifier. This time should be on the Y. Let me first apply the rotation. You can see something like this. Turn on clipping and bring this up. I have some messy topology here. I can just come and dissolve a lot of it. And have this connected to that. Maybe add an edge loop around there. So again, we can come back later and work on the topology, make it a little bit better. But let's move on to other parts of the bed. We can also come back and add in more details like this here and everything. But I'm going to add a bevel modifier. Bevel. Let me turn on wireframe just so I can see the effects of the bevel. Okay, so yeah, let's continue on. Maybe I think if I look closely, I think this shape here is the same here, so we don't really have to model them separately. So what I'm going to do is just go to side view, Shift D, rotate this about like that. I apply rotation and also mirror this on the x-axis, on the y. Yeah, I think on the y. Have this. I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, so we have something like this. And now let's add in some details here. I think we're just going to imagine what is underneath this because I don't have any references to how the bed looks on the this platform looks here. So what I'm going to do is just add in a plane. Maybe let's even go a bit faster here because I think we're becoming a bit slow. So just going to model in those details. Control Shift B. Let me first apply the scale. Control Shift B to round off these edges a bit like that. Insert. Control R. Subdivide this. Just going to get rid of these faces this side. Let me just select this. Origin to 3D cursor. Mirror this detail on the other side. 3 planes with solidify. 3 planes. I mean, or this here. Yeah, I think it could be something like that. And I think just to be a little bit fancy, I'm just going to add in maybe just. That's what I would do. Yeah, I think that's what I should do as well. Maybe first, what I can do, let's try that. We can use a solidify modifier. Just extrude here, but it doesn't really need this back side, so I can turn off only rim, turn on only rim so that we only feel that side, and also let me first turn off wireframe. Shade smooth and give this a bevel to round off the corners a bit and scale down the bevel. Maybe also apply the scale. Turn on hardened normals, and turn on auto smooth. Let me make sure that this is also turned on for auto smooth. And we want to increase the bevel amount to have be somewhere there, like there. I think we can bring this down, and yeah, we can use the okay, so this is a little bit above this thing, so it's around here. And let's also use the array like Eddie suggested. The array, so bring that a little bit. So I think that they have to be more than 3 because otherwise, and I think they're a bit wider than what I have here. So I'm just going to grab these, something like this. And I have some plastic material I could use. I usually like to work while I'm looking at materials. So I'm going to go to my texture folders and look for some plastic materials. Plastic. I think I don't have a folder there. Let me look for, because I think I have some plastics. Plastics. Let's try this. Create new PBR material. Okay, this is a good start. I'm just going to add a color mix RGB just to play with the color a bit. I'll make it that kind of brownish color. I think I can just use, let me sample this color and see if it will get me what I want. That maybe can increase. Hello, astronaut. How are you doing? Okay, I also want to add in some kind of. I also want to add in some grunge map just to change the reflections a bit. So I'm going to link another folder, my grunge map folder. So resources, grunge maps. grunge maps so that I just easily access them like that. Now if you have PBR turned on, load as PBR, you only be able to load in PBR textures, but if you turn this off, then you can see the single images that you have in there. So let's get this here, and I can import it as an image node, as a texture node into this. So like this, and now I have this grunge map. I think I'm going to change the mapping to object mapping like this. Yeah, and I'm just going to blend this with the roughness. Where is the roughness? Yeah, this roughness here. Yes, so now you can see we get a much richer material. I'm not sure if it comes out within the, let me change this to multiply, maybe make it multiply. Actually, let's just use mix. Yeah, you see some scratches there. That's, I think, nice. I can link this to have the same materials like that. Maybe this is a little bit. One thing I've noticed is that this bevel is being applied to areas where I don't want it to be applied. Let me try 50. Okay. And I think this is too brown, so I'm going to make it less saturated. I think around there is what we want. Control link. Yeah, so let me turn on some ambient occlusion and screen space reflections. Yeah, so another thing I could do, I guess, is to come into this and hit V so that I can separate these a little bit like that. Just extra details like this can make your asset look more mature, something like that. I think the bed looks a bit like that. And then what else do we have? Okay, so these should also, I think, let me duplicate this. Actually, I think I can use Alt D so that I duplicate it as an instance, and I think this bends a little bit like this. Actually, I need this to be a single object, so Shift D. I don't need the array because we're going to do some tweaking to this. So I can rotate this somewhere like that. Go into edit mode, duplicate this again. I think this is something like this. I think it should be something like this. Now we can also add in extra details, like how would we call this? So let me just like structure to this because right now the platform is just floating. So I'm going to go into edit mode, Control Shift B, have some rounded edges like that. Insert, extrude, shade smooth, auto smooth. So this is just structure, and I think we can use the bevel tool here to round off those corners. Maybe make this, just going to get this edge. Maybe just pull this out a bit. Again, this is structure, so okay, you can give it the same material. I have other reference images that we can look at. I think, let me see. I want one that doesn't really have a mattress in it. Okay, you see how this looks? It's not the exact design, but I think we can borrow some features from it. And yeah, so we can come to this and give this a few extra details as well. So I'm just going to add something like 4 panels like that. Louder, please. Hey, okay, let me try to be louder. Okay, so just going to bevel these edges a bit, maybe a little bit like that. And then just grab these. I can insert them, maybe something like that, and then delete. Okay, maybe let me try a different approach. Delete. Then I can grab edges like this, Ctrl Shift B, round them off, so we have something like that. And actually what we can also do is subdivide this around here, get rid of this side. I'm just going to add origin to 3D cursor, add a mirror origin, let me first origin to 3D cursor, add a mirror to this on the Y like that, and I should be above the bevel and the solidify modifier to have something like this. And what I want to do is just make sure that these are also rounded off, Ctrl Shift B like that. Now I'm just going to clean up the edges a bit. Just grab this, connect this to this, scale it up just a bit so that we have some nice alignment. J, connect them, scale them, then scale, then the same thing here, the same thing here, repeat. I think if you're new to modeling, these are some nice tips that you can use in your modeling to speed up your workflow and also get better topology, I think. Yeah, something like that. Now we have a huge n-gon here, which is not a big problem, but you can reduce it by just selecting these and merging them at the center like that. Maybe pull this back a little bit, join this edge and this edge, and then we can get rid of that edge and that edge. Maybe connect this to this. Every mesh has its own set of unique topology, so there's never really a one way to fix your topology issues. You just have to kind of wing it and get where you want. So there are a few issues I can fix here, but since we're not going to deform this object or anything, I think this can be this topology is fine. I can also add in a few extra details here. And let me grab this edge like this. We subdivide this part. Subdivide this part. I just want to just round off these corners a bit. Maybe this time use a little bit more resolution. Insert something like that, and then pull down like that. Just a nice detail. Let me make sure that I have clipping turned on. Yes. Is my clipping not working? I think I have it for a different modifier. Yeah, it should be on for this. And you can see, yeah, we're getting somewhere with these details. Just need to reduce on the topology here. Just going to connect this edge. Maybe subdivide this. Okay, I'm seeing some issues here. And those could be fixed with a simple, let's see if we can fix that with a change of angle here. So I think that's too harsh. Let's try 40. Actually 35 was fine. 30. Just need to check my bevel. Let me turn on my wireframe here just to see what's going on here. I think this edge loop here. Let's turn off wireframe. I think this, just go back here. Grab this. I think this has to be pulled a little bit down to fix that issue. And I want these to be more round, look more round. So I'm going to grab this, scale it like that, so that these edges are more rounded. Of course, we can come back later and fix this topology there, but for now, that is the detail, some of the detail we are adding in. And I just like to spend some little bit more time here, maybe adding extra details. So I'm just going to add a screw here, Ctrl Shift B, to have something like that. Go to the bevel and change this to around, if I Ctrl Shift B, change the shape to a circle like that, hit F to have something like this, to have a circle, and then I'm going to insert and then drag down, and we'll have something like that. And now I need a screw to create a screw for this part, so I can just, hi, can you model an MRI machine after this study? Yeah, I think we can try to do that if we have time, and I think I do have some time. So we want to create a screw, so I'm going to start with a circle. I'll do something 16 vertices, and drag this up, hit F, extrude up. Actually, we can start with a simple face like this, hit I to insert, maybe add a loop somewhere like that, like there. Now we can start working out the shape of our screw. I think I can do something like this. Actually, let me add another loop here, do something like this and this. Okay, this won't give us the shape I want. I think we can just Control B this. I'd have something like that, like this, and I'm just going to select these edges and scale them individually. So we have a star shape like this, and maybe can grab these edges and scale them like that. Just trying to create a screw shape. Remove any doubles that I might have, and just grab these, insert, and push down. I'm going to select these, turn on proportional editing, turn on connected only. Just want to have some screw shape. Just try this. Just grab this again. Hey, Yusuf Tiers, thank you. Thank you for that. Really thank you for that. For the donation, really appreciate it. Yes, we can try the MRI after this. Maybe let me also speed up a bit because I think I'm being a bit slow. So we just grab this. Really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. Just grab this. I want to have like a screw shape. And I think we can, if we have auto smooth, let me try auto smooth and see. I will get sharp edges where I don't want them to be. So I'm just going to turn that off, and I just select only the edges that I want to be sharp. Yes. Connect that. Okay, these are the shapes, the faces I want to be sharp. I can do Ctrl E, mark sharp. I think I have to turn on auto smooth for this, but I don't want this edge to be sharp, so I need to scale it back in. I like that. Now maybe instead of using sharpness, how we can use. Hello, adenosine. Good luck with what? Let's first get these sharp corners. I'm going to clear this sharp. I think we can just round them off using a bevel. First, I think I need to recalculate normals before I do this. Grab this shift, select edge angle. Also want to grab this. Now the screw doesn't really have to be that detailed, so I can just put it in like that and give it a new material. I'm just going to use this. I'm not going to create a new material here, but I want it to be metallic. So like this. And I'm just also going to import in this image, import as image node, like that. And unwrap the screw and use this as the roughness. And we have also a screw like that. Now if I choose to join this to this, I'm going to lose some bevel detail because of the sharpness of this. So instead of joining it, I'm just going to, let me first separate it. Just going to first remove all the modifiers we have here. And this should also use the same details as this. So Control L, link object data, and also link modifiers. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. This should only use 2 arrays like that. And I think this can also be metallic. So I'll give it the same metal material. Let's go back to the reference images and just look at some of the details they have here. Remember, they're not the same design. I think we can also add in these rails here. Let me see if I can get a better look at them. I remember these are different, completely different beds. I was just trying different. Let me see. We can create those rails and see. So for those rails, I think since we already have this, let me first link other materials. Can just create them from this piece here. And I think we might want to use the mirror modifier. Get rid of this side. Use a mirror like that. Okay, so this is going to be our structure. Just going to grab this to extend to, I think it should go all the way like that. Let me first examine this a bit. There is this middle edge that is unnecessary, so I can get rid of that. So we have something like this, and let's look at let's see how this looks here. I think we need a few of these because they are the structure of the bed. I'm just going to drag this down and then Shift D to have another one up like so. And maybe this should be a little bit small, I think. Now let's add in these wheels here. Let's create these wheels. I think they might be a bit easier to make. So I think because we're going to add in these wheels, then this part will not need those corners. So I'm just going to remove them and straighten them up like that. And then add a cube. Let me increase my ambient occlusion because makes things look much better, I think. So somewhere like that. So I'm just going to grab this like that, and I think I can use a mirror modifier here to mirror this on all axes like that, and I think Okay, so let's see. I want to create this, and I also want to make sure that this is in the middle. Let me first reset the center of this so that we can use it as origin to 3D cursor, and then we can have, and now you can see that these are at the corners of every piece, and we want this to be rounded off a little bit here, so Ctrl Shift B, and this should be 0.5 for the shape of the bevel. Then this has to, I think we can also round off this corner a bit. Ctrl Shift B. Actually, no, I think for this part here, what we need, because there is this bulge that we can add using, I think, let me first get rid of this face and this, and just add a circle. I can be around 8 vertices. Scale it down. Actually, 8 is a little bit less, so let's subdivide it. So this is going to be for this bulge here. I think I can connect this like so, and then hit F, Ctrl T to add, subdivide it. Now we need a little more subdivisions. Let me first get rid of this bottom part. You can select this edge, subdivide it, connect those two like that, and have that. Like that. And connect that like that. I want to get rid of some of these triangles. That's why you see I'm adding some subdivisions to just remove them. Yeah, so we have something like that. I think I also need another subdivision around here to get rid of that edge, that vertex. Yes, something like that. Hit F, then I can insert this. I think I have a double somewhere, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so I can either scale this up, insert, and push this up to get that bulge, and I can also select this edge loop, round it off using Ctrl B, something like, maybe center this edge, center this a bit more. Somewhere there. Let me realign some of these vertices. Yeah, I think we can get rid of this edge and this edge. Hi, will you share this video? Yes, all my live streams are always they're always available after the live stream if you want to watch them. Okay, so I'm just going to round this off a bit, maybe. So to create that bulge, and I can say I can shade smooth. Now we just need to follow the rest of the shape. Just extrude down like this. You can also add subdivisions if you want. So if you add a subdivision, it might look something like that. But I don't want to add subdivisions because the details, let me first get rid of this edge. Because this is a small detail and it won't be too visible. So let me scale this up. I think it needs to be scaled on the y-axis a little bit like that. Just grab these, Ctrl B. I think I need to start bringing this in a bit just to follow the same curvature of the shape. I think this is the same thing that is done on this side. So just going to duplicate that and just align these vertices to match so that I don't have to do the same thing on this side. And then I just have to merge by distance, and hopefully that merges correctly. Now for this side, let me first get rid of these edges. Chills you, hi bro, nice to see your video again. Thank you. Glad you're here as well. Okay, so actually I need to just get rid of these here and make sure that this is this edge here is connected to this. So I'm going to get rid of this face and then this face here so that we can merge this to that. Last, merge this to this and this to this, and then this to that, this to that. So we have a corner piece like that. Maybe we need to bring this somewhere like that. So that's our piece. Maybe you can round off this edge and this, Ctrl B like that. Maybe get rid of this edge as well. So basically this is going to be our this shape here. And it's the same material as this, but it's more reflective. So you can see, I think I need to pull this side a little bit out. Something like that. Of course, if I do that on that side, I would have to do the same thing on this side. Bro, where do you work from? I work from East Africa, Uganda. That's where I'm based, if that's what you're asking. If you're asking about my job, I'm just a freelance online, do YouTube, make add-ons, and that's it. Do some programming, that's it. But where I'm based from, that's in Uganda, East Africa. So now I can add in a solidify modifier. Let me just, and I only want to fill rims so that we have something like that. And if we look at this in here, I think I need to unwrap this and maybe make this bulge more pronounced. So I'll just grab it, something like this, grab it up, make it more pronounced in some areas. Oh, cool work. Thank you. Let's grab this, scale it up. just want to yes. Again, you can make this, you can continue working on this a little bit more. Maybe even get rid of this edge loop here to make the bold more pronounced, or more go up a little bit higher. Hey Vats, how are you doing? Okay, this is what we have, and we can work on this, how is it called? This wheel, which should be very super simple. I'll just start with a circle. It should be around 32 vertices, because I don't want to use the subdivision surface. Damn, I'm jealous. I want to be a game developer. What is stopping you, man? What is stopping you? Because the software is there, available for free. The tutorials are there, free. Of course, you can get some paid ones, but if you want to get free ones, they are also available. So the only thing stopping you is you, maybe, or unless you have another issue that that is stopping you. That, yeah. But I think everything that you need to start is there and accessible, at least to most people. And if you're watching a live stream, I think you have the same access that everyone has, most people have. Hey, thank you, Royo Sim Gamer, for subscribing. Really appreciate it. This is going to be our wheel. We can use the same material, but the same plastic material, but more. Let's go to the plastic material. Plastic. But this time, it should be black or dark. Let's make sure it's assigned to this. Control E, Maxim, Maxim, unwrap. And maybe this should be a little bit rough, so let me add some math to make it rough. Yeah, that's a bit too much, so something like that. Yes, round off this corner a bit. There, yes. So we have one side of the wheel. Can just use the mirror modifier to mirror this on the, apply. Let me apply this rotation. Apply rotation, yeah, to have this. No laptop. What are you watching this on? Are you watching this on a screen, on a desktop, or a mobile phone? Because yeah, if you don't really have a good PC, maybe that could limit you. So let's try 12. You're watching this on a mobile phone. Then I guess that's a limitation. But you can try save up some money if you're working, and yeah, try to pursue your dreams and see how it work out. On your top left screen, how have you removed the gimbal and made it clean for the render? So I just turn off overlays here. The gimbal is this here, so you can turn it off like that and then just do that. I think I need to bring this down. Can't wait to upgrade my desktop to support more polygons. Yeah, mine also sometimes gets a bit restrictive because I can't really do much. I can't do everything that I want to do. If I snap my cursor here, go in, add a circle, like this. Split window? What do you mean? Okay, so I don't think a bad PC would stop you that much. I made 3D art on GT 620 for a pretty long time. Well, it depends what you're trying to do, but I guess if you have limitations, if your PC is not good, then you should try creating. You should not try to use a lot of polygons. Just try to be restrictive in what you're creating, so that your PC doesn't die on you while working. Just realize the limitations you have and try to work around those if you're able to. But there are some things you might not be able to do with a very. If your PC is not really good, you're going to struggle in some areas. I am 14, bro, 9th grade. Wow. But 14, yeah. Then your parents are your only options, I guess, to get a PC. If they can get you something to start with, it would be a nice. This is if you are 14. This would be the great time to start, because by the time you get 15, you'll be very good at what you're doing. If I grab this, I want to do some booleans here. So I'm just going to, I don't know. You can also probably do something like this. Just want to make this a bit curved around here. And we get rid of this. I've disconnected. Yeah, so I want to have a corner like that. And I can get rid of all this side, so that we just use a mirror modifier for that side. Okay, this is what we have. I think I can subdivide this further, and so we can kind of have a loop that goes around here. Oh, and this should also be connected. Keeping clean geometry, nice. Would have used a knife tool and been done with it. Yeah, I'm trying to maintain some clean geometry. Not everywhere, just when I'm able. Like, for example, there are a few things you can do to kind of make geometry look better. So I'm not sure if I should, because I wanted this loop to go all the way this side, but then, okay, I think I can just get rid of some of these edge loops, and then I should be able to just keep. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Rule52. Really appreciate it. Like that. Now I can grab this because I want to use booleans. Actually, let me first apply the mirror to make things much easier. So I'm just going to having a few issues here that I need to fix. First, just merge these at the center, merge these at the center like that. And we can grab this, use Alt E, so to give it some volume like that. Then give this some thickness because we want to use booleans. We want to have a watertight mesh or a non-manifold mesh like this. I think I can come in here. I can select this face, Shift G normal. Okay, no. Can let me see first. Something like this. Yeah, something like this. Now I can grab this, Control L, face my boolean intersect. I want union like that. And since we have used booleans, we're going to have to do some mesh cleaning up, but that's fine. I'm just going to first get rid of all the faces on this side. And bring the mirror back. Let's see what we are working with. So this is supposed to be down here like this, and I think it should be a bit thicker, so I'm going to select this and grab this. I think we did the boolean a little bit too soon, but that's okay. We can fix it just grabbing the faces, these faces here. So let's first fix the topology mesh we have just created using booleans. Just going to grab this, get rid of these some of these edge loops, so this can be connected to this, so that I can get rid of this. We have a lot of polygons here. Now we can find a way to get rid of them. Just going to connect this to that. Just dissolve that. Connect that to that. This can also get rid of that, and that. This can be connected to that. I forgot to subscribe. I remember now. That's great. Subscribe. That would be amazing. So I'm just going to, because we lost the shape of the curve of the circle, and so I'm just going to bring this back so that we retain it. And this is what we have. Can also make this, because you see we have a few n-gons here, so can add a curve, just cut parts of this. Again, you can be as perfect, you can try to be as perfect as you want to be, but for the case of what we're doing here, we don't really need the topology to be that clean. It's not too necessary, but again, depending on what you're drawing. Okay. If I want, I can add a subdivision surface and I'll get something like that. And this edge here has to be rounded as well. Subdivide this. This has to be a nice corner like that. Thanks for tutoring. Sorry, for tutoring. That's the word. No problem, man. Thank you for watching as well. Just do that. So now, this is what we have. I think I want this to have subdivisions, so I'll just add it there. And I think I need to fix a few issues here. Hey, thank you, Stack Hefner, for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Bro, can you make a video about character making? Yeah, I'm not very good at character making. That's why I don't make characters. I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I want this to maintain its roundness, so I'm just going to pull these edges like that. I think we need to maintain a sharp corner around there. Same here. Just trying to maintain the curvature there. That is being lost. I think it's supposed to be something like that. Messages are going too late. I don't know why that is the problem. Why that is so? Because this is not the first time someone has told me that. But thank you, Matthew Brown. I'm not sure why my messages are slow to come in, and I don't really know how to fix it. So yeah, I want this to use the same material as this. The Control L, link materials. I need this to be unwrapped. I think this can be a little bit smaller, and the wheels can be also a little bit thicker. So I'm going to scale this on the XY plane, scale this on XZ plane like that. If you want, you can add subdivisions. Yeah, so we have something like that. And I think the wheels need to be thicker this side as well. And might also want, if I turn off some of these subdivisions, I might also want a loop around here, and we don't need all these vertices at the back here. We can get rid of them. They're just giving us headaches. So just delete them. Now I can grab this face here, because I want it to be a little bit curved like that. Push it down, grab these edges, bring them down like that. Let's go to the top view and try to maintain the curvature of the circle in different areas. This will help with the subdivisions. We're lacking some geometry in other parts of the mesh, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be perfect for what we're doing. So just maybe add a loop there, and just bring this in. Hi, bro. Hi, Harish. Prajal, how you doing? Okay, so we can grab this and just have it there like that. Then we can use the same mirror modifier. We can use a mirror modifier here and select this as the mirror, so we have a copy of this on here. I'll do the same here. Mirror, select this as the mirror object, mirror this on the Y, and mirror this on the Y as well. So I think I can just rotate this a little bit so we have something like that. Like that. The wheels look a bit too large, so maybe bring them down a bit. Now we can have some other shapes, maybe to make it seem like this is something that can go up. I'm going to add in some more joints, or I don't know if they're called joints, but I'm just going to grab this, and I think we can rotate it to be somewhere like that, to be something like that. Maybe bring this in, turn on clipping. Whoa, it's just inspection. Who is your inspection in YouTube to start this channel? Oh, you mean like who is my inspiration? I don't remember why I started the channel. I don't remember why I started the channel. I just started it, and actually the reason why I started the channel, I wanted to do tutorials in my local language because I thought it would be funny, and I did a few of them, but it was very hard to explain the terms, some of the terms in the local language. So like, for example, say you are Indian, try to explain extruding in whatever language you speak there. It can be a bit difficult because there are no terms for that. That's what, I thought it would be fun, but it ended up being too difficult. I gave up and decided to just make tutorials in English. And here we are. That's what I do. And yeah, so I have this. I think this can be around here. So we have this. So this can be above this, and this can be above that. Maybe bring that like that. And I think we have a screw here. So let's get that. I think it's this. I'm just going to bring it up like that. And since we have this screw already made, we can have it in different areas. For example, here, let me first grab this portion here and just bring it in just a bit like that. So since we have this screw, I can just duplicate it, maybe origin to geometry, and bring it here. Spelling mistake? Yeah, we all do them. We all have spelling mistakes, especially me. Get rid of this portion here. Yeah, so this can be a bolt or screw on here. Hit F, insert, and then extrude like that. So something like that, and we can have it mirrored on the other side as well. Oh, so something like that. And we need more joints. I think something like this. in other areas, and this has to be a bit closer. Yes, so we need to, okay, let's add in this detail here. So this here should be the same object data like this, only rotated straight. So now what we can do is come in here. I want to create this shape, this here, this detail. So I'm going to grab this edge loop, just duplicate it, or insert it. Inserting would be, actually, let's see what should we do. Artificial model is very harder than real one. Now you're making artificial model. What kind of artificial model are we talking about? Okay, so I want this here. Just going to dissolve these edges. Okay, then I want to separate this here. Just dissolve these vertices so that we have something straight, and maybe like that. Unhide. Just get this around here. Maybe dissolve that, grab that to there. Then I'm going to just round off these corners like that. Now I can get rid of this end gone and just start bridging this. Maybe we can grab this face and bring it a little bit up like that. Hit F. If you use Ctrl T, you can add in, you can connect things like that, but you're going to get a lot of triangles, especially in different places. So we can come in and try to clean up some of this. For example, and okay, then I can center that like that. Just subdivide these, connect that. Just trying to get rid of some of these n-gons. Can even add a loop there, connect these to that. PC specs are this. Let me get them. This is my GPU. You can see it's an i5, 8 GB RAM, 1060, 3 GB. Very humble PC specs, not anything fancy. So I'm trying to clean up the mesh a bit, get rid of this edge loop. We can also get rid of this edge loop and maybe add a loop here that we can connect to that. Are there too many loops here? I can add a loop around there. Just connect these to that, and maybe do something like this, and another edge loop around there. Connect that, and we would have something like that. I think I would need an edge loop around here to get rid of some of this mess here. Something. I think we also need a few subdivisions here to make this a bit rounded. Okay, we can do the cleanup later. I'm just going to grab this, extrude it in, just a bit like that, so we get that. Yeah, thank you for subscribing, Lucifer FF. And then we can have that. And since we have this in selection, I'm just going to give it a separate color, plastic. Assign that, just give this a different color. Let me sample this. I think this is more rotated. Do something like that. I think this edge loop is also more curved, more rounded than the way we have it here. So I'm just going to use the bevel tool to round this edge, Control B, to really round it off like that, shade smooth, and maybe turn the auto smooth to something like 45, like that. And I think this edge loop is also pushed in a little bit on the inside. It's also a little bit rounded off, like so. Same with this. It's more round than we have it here, so I'm just going to do the same, like that. We have a nest here, like quite a mess around here, so I'm just going to try and fix some of the triangles we have here by adding in some nice edges. I'm just going to grab this, connect it to that. That should enable us to get rid of this edge or vertex. Don't need any of that. I think we need an edge loop around there. This can be merged. Edge cleanup topology cleanup is the most boring part of modeling, because you're not really making any changes to the mesh, you're just cleaning up mess. Can just continue cleaning up this a little bit further. You get rid of that. It's much better, but definitely could be improved. The edges here could be improved much more than what we have here. Maybe even add an edge loop here that connects directly there, so we can get rid of most of these triangles. Maybe just merge this with this. And we can create this backside. I think we can start with a plane, rotate 90 degrees, give it the same material as this, Control L materials, Control L, actually I did Control L materials, and I also need to give it a subdivision, get rid of this other side, subdivide, mirror. Just start shaping things like so. Just have this on the other side, add an edge loop there, and think we can add a loop around here as well. I just grab this to be up, I like in there, and I think we can also do the same here. And now I think we can also get rid of these edges and start rounding off things a little bit. So I'm going to grab this, have it up here, have this up here, Control Shift B, round off that corner, round off this corner, round off this quite heavily, and then round off this like so. I think this comes up a little bit like that. Control round off that, grab this around there, then round off that like that, and we have that shape. We have that shape, and let's see what else. We need to create these inside parts, but before we do that, I'm thinking, because this is not just a simple flat surface like we had for these areas. So let me see. I'm debating whether to add in these early on, these circles early on, or just wait a bit. But as we're thinking of that, I can simply subdivide this area. Just bring this a little bit up here, and I think we can add an edge loop there, bring this to around here, and we need to round off this corner, Control Shift B, something like that. We can first get rid of these edges for now, maybe even merge this. And if I see, so this is the straight part of that, but we also can grab this, extrude out like that, and I think this edge comes up a little bit up like that, and this entire thing shrinks back in a little bit to have something like that. Shade smooth, auto smooth, like that. Then I think I can't really tell from this angle, but I think there is some kind of curve here. So I'm just going to use a circle, rotate 90 degrees, maybe subdivide this. I think it's scaled up a little bit like that. Just need to align it with that edge. Just get rid of this face and get rid of everything up to everything from here, all the vertices of this circle from there to there. So we have something like that. I think this can be connected to merge with that edge. So we have something like this. And this also has to be gotten rid of. So we would have something like that. And then have that connected like that. And this can be inserted like that. Just round off that. I think we can pull this back like so. I think the shape looks a little bit like that. I don't know, maybe it's also rotated a bit. Something like that. And then everything else can be connected. I think I need an edge loop there. Connect this to this. This can be connected to this. And add a loop around here because I want it to connect from this, like that, and so we can just merge. And maybe this connected to that. And then we can select this edge loop. Extrude like so, and now we can add in these here, which I'm just going to draw in. Using curve, make a start of clipping. Something like this. Control L, maybe subdivide this part. Control Shift B, actually Control Shift B. and I can grab just need to delete this face, just connect this in and connect the rest like that, extrude, have something like that. Now we can round off these, Control B, or be something like there. I'm having some issues here, and this can be fixed easily. Just going to rotate, just shear, bro. Please tell us what are your PC specs. It's this here is my CPU, my GPU, and that's my memory. Going to bring this maybe add a loop around here. Maybe add a loop there, connect this like so, connect this like that, can get rid of this edge, and you can just use Ctrl T to merge the rest like that. Shade smooth. Bro, do you know Hindi language? No, man. No, I have no idea. We also want to round off this corner here, so I'm just going to do the same for that. Okay, I see that this here. Okay, I think we need to round off this corner first, but let's first merge this into a single face. Do I need to bring this face here? Maybe bring this back a bit like that. We need to get rid of this edge loop like that, so that we only bevel this here. Control B. There we have something like that. Of course, this is messed up a bit here, but that's okay. Just have to pull this back a little bit until we get something smooth and looking better. And we can also run off this corner here, Control B, something like that. But I think fade into other directions around here. And I think if I go to top view, this needs to be subdivided for that edge loop. Yeah. This can be connected like that. me change this to 45. So we have a much smoother corner there. I think this also needs to be given a smooth curve like that. Just need to make sure that it dissolves somewhere. Maybe start dissolving into this. Let's connect a few of these edge loops now to their corresponding faces. Now we need a loop here. Hello, Kapil Patel. Good morning. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing great as well. How is everything? I'm just doing some modeling. Thank you. I'm fine. Thanks, making a hospital bed. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we are doing. Just doing some retopo, cleaning up the mesh a bit. We have done most of the parts. What is left is mostly cleanup work. What makes you decide to use cut or move vertices around? Mostly what you usually want to achieve is complete loops like this. So loops that go around. So I would want this to continue. So I want it to start from here and go around to this side. So I can I would just add a loop there. So that I can finally get that to go around like that. And the best scenario for this as well, to get a loop that goes here, continues here, and ends up here. So sometimes to clean up your topology, that's usually the goal, to have complete edge loops like that. But for this case, it would require me to add more topology in some areas that I don't want to do. So that's why you see some I decide to just leave, others I can choose to edit. You can see most of the time you're just trying to achieve complete edge loops like this, like this. This could also, this will also not be that bad, but I would prefer if it went all the way here. So something like that would be okay. And also I would prefer to have a loop that goes around this. And thank you for subscribing, Quington. I would prefer a loop that goes around this, like this here. But yeah, sometimes it requires more work than I prefer to add in. That's why you see that I am not achieving it in every scenario. Maybe just reduce the polygons here. And maybe, and that should give me a loop. I could just do this. And divert that edge loop to go like this. Some areas you might get better topology flow by reducing on the polygons you have there. So I can do something like this, do something like this, and then I can have an edge loop that goes around. Maybe add a cut here. I just simply have a lot of resolution here. I'll need to reduce on the amount of polygons here, but I'm okay with this. It looks fine, and I think it resembles what we have here. I think I can have this mirrored on the Y as well. First time of clipping. Make sure I'm saving twice. Of course, a lot of areas need some cleanup, I like here. I think I can round off this edge as well, because I want to avoid using subdivisions on this part, as it has a lot of polygons. I don't want it to be too heavy. Now let's try making the mattress here and see, because I think this is going to be the more difficult part of this. So let's start with, I think we can start with a plane, extrude it to follow the shape like this, extrude, I think this has to be rounded off a bit. Round off these corners a bit, just something like this. Now I have some fabric materials, so let me link my fabric PBR materials and check them out. Again, if you're just getting here, this is a new add-on I've just created to make importing textures a little bit easier. So we want to import a fabric material. I think I could use this kind of, I don't know, just create it as a PBR material, and it should be imported in as a PBR material. Now our UV map is a bit rough, so let's UV unwrap this. Let's try cube projection. For just a quick UV projection, I think this is good. Can see the add-on also sets up the mapping for you, so if you want to tweak things, it makes it far easy. And that's going to be our mattress, but we need to give it these wrinkles, and I think that's where the problems are going to start. So let's try to experiment with this. I'm going to apply everything, Shift N, recalculate normals, and see how we can create this. So I think we can start with a plane. Actually, we can start with, let's start with a plane. We're going to do some cloth simulation for this part. Motherless Designer would be the best for this because Blender is very limited in cloth simulation. But yeah, I want to do everything inside Blender, so let's just stick with it. Just rotate this. And subdivide this. So this is going to be our cloth. We can use this collision object as a collision object. Turn down the inner thickness. Yeah, I think 2 is enough. Give this a cloth property. Let's see what we are having. Right away you can see we are running into a lot of issues that I can't even tell why they are like this. Let me first grab this. I think we need to reduce, go in here and reduce the collision distance. Turn on self collision, change this to 0.01. Do the same for the collision distance of object collision distance. I'm going to do this for this as well, 0.002. Okay, you can see we are getting some nice wrinkles. We're also getting some intersecting issues there, but that's okay. Now we want this to fold all the way like that. So what I'm going to do is grab this, extrude, subdivide, and bridge only faces. I'll have something like that. I'm also going to repeat this. I can actually just make use of the mirror modifier on this side and mirror that on the Y. If we play back, we get this, but now what I can do is just add in under shape. I can turn on sewing and sew those parts, and we can also, let me first bring this a bit down like that, simulate, that's what we get. But now I can have these edges, if first extrude, connected to the other side. If I turn on clipping and get rid of these only faces so that we have something like this. And I also want to make sure that I don't have, let's see, I can go to the cloth and make sure that in the shape, the maximum sewing is set to something like 2. Hit play, and that should try to pull the cloth closer, but I think, how long is this video? So this has been going on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let me first actually make this, give this the same PBR material, fabric material we have. Play. You see, we are getting the wrinkles. The problem is, I think this, let me first undo this a few steps. Yeah, I think what we need to do is grab this, then extrude to about that, as much as that. Maybe grab everything down a bit. So, need to grab this edge loop here, then extrude it. Make sure I turn on clipping, have everything connected, and then add subdivisions there, and then only faces. Now, if we play back, we get something like that. Things are wrapping up as expected, but of course we still have this issue. And another thing, if you see that we're saying that this is kind of bending a lot, so I can go to the cloth settings and shrink this a bit. And that should make the cloth a bit tighter in some areas, like that. I think we also need this face and this face bridged. Okay, I think I need to select a little bridged. No. Bridged, nope, bridged. You need to select an equal number of faces to get this. So I need to go to my statistics and see the number of edges I have. 26. So I have 13 here and 14 here. So that means 13 this should be it, like that. Only faces. Actually, before we do only faces, we need to subdivide this a few times and just delete the faces around here. So we have some sewing patterns there. I think I can grab this, pull it out a bit, and maybe bring this a little bit up, and also bring this down just a bit, and we also need to do this on the other side. So you see we're getting the wrinkles. Let me first make sure that my normals are recalculated. Playback. We're getting wrinkles in most parts. Have you ever had to model cars? Yes, I've done cars, but they take a lot of time to make, and that's why you don't see me making them a lot. Grab this shape. I think we can increase the quality so that we don't have a lot of intersecting, so get something like that. I think I can also increase the quality of the collisions. This of course is going to increase the computation time, but you see we're getting a little bit better results. And we also need to do the same things that we did on the other side here. So these are 16. This is 16 edges, and we have 12 here. So I just need to select only 4 of these to have a connection bridge, like that. Push this out. Now I can disconnect these and these. And we have ourselves a mattress. Now we need more resolution for this to work better, and I think I can do that by increasing. Before I do that, I can reduce the shrinkness, the shrink factor, and this should give us more wrinkles. Let's try adding us a multi-resolution modifier. Subdivide this at least once. You can see you're getting wrinkles, but not as much as I want. So I'm going to increase the shrinkness a bit. And set the maximum sewing to something like 1. So we might not get better wrinkles than this, so I'm just going to apply the settings here. apply this, apply everything, and just, what is the most complicated model you have ever designed, and roughly how much time did you? Yeah, so I think I made the stadium, the basketball stadium. It wasn't complicated, but I had to deal with a lot of technical issues having to do with the amount of topology that was in there. Just going to use the cloth modifier here to add in as many wrinkles as I can. I'm going to go back to the settings here. I think that would be enough. Of course, we have a few issues here with I should have merged these pieces before I did the extrusion, before I did the sculpting. So let's try. I don't think I have enough undo steps for that. Let me see if I had saved. Yeah, I think I had saved. We don't really need this back part, so I can get rid of it. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end the stream here. I'll do the sheets in Mattress because Blender is really not equipped to handle cloth simulation very well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.